Hello guys, this is Terabyte. Welcome to the second episode of Let's Hack in 10 Minutes. I should stress that this video is only for educational purposes. So today we are going to be hacking Wi-Fi. So we are going to start by creating a new folder on the desktop. I'm going to name mine Wi-Fi. You can name yours whatever you want. This is where we're going to be saving all the resources that we're going to use for this hack. Now that's done, we're going to open up this folder, and then inside the folder we're going to fire up a new terminal. This way the terminal is going to actually start from this directory. Do not need to actually do cd and find ourselves in this directory. The next command we are going to do is a locate command like we did last time. So we're going to be locating a file called rawq.txt. This is basically a list of passwords. It contains more than 1 million commonly used passwords, that is. So if you've never used this before, your rawq.txt is definitely going to be in users share word list, and then rawq.txt.gz. This basically means it's a zipped file. Okay, so you just have to extract it and copy it to wherever you want to copy it to. So mine is in here, so that's there. I'll just grab this and put it in here. I'll maximize this, and then I'll clear my terminal, Control L. And then the next step that I am going to do is to first check what type of interface I have. Interface as in network card or whatever I can use to be able to scan Wi-Fi networks around me. So we'll do that by typing iwconfig, and then so this is the name of my wireless card, and then I'm going to copy this. I'll clear this. The next thing that we do is to now give root privilege to this terminal. So we do that by typing sudo su, then enter your password. This will enable your computer to be able to do tasks, even administrative tasks, without asking you for your password. So after that is done, we are now going to put our computer into monitor mode. Monitor mode will enable your computer to be able to monitor any Wi-Fi networks around you. So to be able to do that, we are going to type on ng, and then we're going to start, and then you specify what interface. As you saw, my interface is this one. Then we press enter, and then for me it's saying monitor mode already enabled, but for you, if you haven't yet, it's just going to tell you monitor mode enabled. Now that's done, we're going to clear our interface. After that, we now have to scan our surrounding area for any active Wi-Fi networks. To be able to do that, we are going to do an arrow dump.ng, and then we have to specify what network card we're going to use or what interface we're going to use to do that. So after that is done, so if you see the particular network that you would like to hack, you can just press Ctrl C to cancel the scanning. So for me, definitely going to hack my own network, this one. So now that I have this, I am going to copy this, the BSS ID. Also, you need to take note of what channel it's on. So this one is on channel 11. Now that we have the BSS ID of the particular network that we want to hack, we need to isolate it and only scan that network. So for us to do that, we are going to do arrow dump -ng, and then we are going to specify the channel. This is channel 11, and then we are going to now have to specify what file name do we want the results or output for this scan to be saved in. So for this, we are going to save them as Hunter, because the Wi-Fi name is Hunter. So yeah, and then now you have to specify what is the BSS ID for that network. So the BSS ID, I paste it, this same one, and then you now specify what interface you want to use. After you do that, you press enter. So now one vital thing to note is that for this to work, for you to actually be able to hack a network, that network needs to have a user or more connected to that network. I will be able to explain why that is very important. So now this network, we know that it's got somebody connected, and this is the information about that particular person that is connected to that interface. So we'll open another terminal and then I'll detach this. I'll put this here, I'll put this on the left. So we can cancel this, Control C. Since we already have the information that we want, we put this, we give this terminal root privileges, and then that we clear the terminal. After that is done, we now need to be able to capture a file called a handshake. So a handshake is basically a file that is exchanged between a Wi-Fi network interface like a router, a MiFi, and a device that is connecting there. So let me give you an example. Let me just open a new one, detach terminal. Let's say this is a router. This is somebody that is connected using a laptop or a phone or whatever. This is you. So what you want to do right now is to disconnect this guy and then stand in the middle. When this guy tries to automatically reconnect, you are now getting the information that this guy is sending to this guy and this guy is sending to this guy. So that is called a handshake. So right now we are about to capture a handshake, but to do that we must first de-authenticate this guy, remove this guy from the network. Then when he tries to connect, we get the handshake file. So to do that, we are going to do an air replay -ng, and then we specify what we want to do, which is de-authenticate, and then the number of times that the authentication is supposed to happen. We put 0 for unlimited number of times, and then -a, and then you have to copy the BSS ID for the Wi-Fi interface, and you paste that here. After that, put -c, and then now you specify the ID of that particular, the ID of a device that is connected to that network. So paste this here, and then now you specify the interface that you are using. We do that. So right now it has started kicking that device out of the network, and then that device is going to try to reconnect back until we now capture the handshake file. So if you can see, the files have already been created, the handshake has already been captured. So what we will do next is we can go ahead and put a stop to this, Control C, and then we can clear this, Control L to clear. The next thing that we are going to do now is to be able to decrypt that. So we decrypt that by using the same file that we located, the ROQ file. So now we're going to do an ls command to be able to see the handshake files that have been created in that particular directory. So as you can see, we've got one, this CAP stands for captured packets, and then we've got I think there is another one, we've got this one. So now that we have this, we will need to run a dictionary attack. Dictionary attack means we have pre-recorded passwords, most commonly used passwords, in this roq.txt file, and then our captured packet is this one. So we are going to now start comparing the passwords in this one to the password and key that is stored in this one that was being exchanged between the access point and the device that was trying to access the internet. So to be able to do that, we are going to do aircrack -ng, and then we need to specify what is the handshake name that we are going to use, hunter.02.cap. And then after that, we also need to specify what is the word list that we are going to use. Of course, there are a lot more word lists that you will find out there online, and most of them are based on what type of password you would like to attack. For example, if it's email, you know email requires you to have an uppercase first letter or number, and then numbers and all that. So there are a lot of word lists dedicated to different types of login pages that you actually need to attack or need to hack. So once we have that written, you should just press enter and it will start trying to grab your password. It's now comparing, it's running an algorithm that is comparing the master key, transient key, and then when it finds an exact match, it will tell you to say, okay, this is the password that is the exact match. And there is also another type of attack. It's called a brute force attack. Brute force is when you are going to do it without a dictionary. So you are just trying to guess what is the number, what is the letters, by telling the computer to say, I want you to compare between maybe 1 to 9, find which one is the password, just try out the numbers from 1 to 9, just like that. So right now we've got, this is the number of keys that are stored in here. That's about, I think, 14,300,000. And then it would take my computer about 34 minutes to be able to finish all these passwords. But if my computer's processing power was bigger, this would take even less time. For example, if you've got a bigger computer or if you've got a supercomputer, this can take maybe just a few seconds to go through all these passwords. So I'll just give it a few minutes and see how it's going to perform. So the maximum time it will take is just 35 minutes. So let's see, I'll pause the video and then I'll continue it when it's done. So that's done. It took my computer about 2 minutes 32 seconds to be able to crack this password. So the password to that Wi-Fi name is Beamer123, and I have tried it on my phone. It has worked. Plus I am the one that set the password, so I know it worked. So that's it for this video. Thank you very much. If you've got any questions, any challenges, you can leave a comment down below. If you've got any suggestions on what next video you would like to see, leave suggestions below, and like, share, and subscribe for more videos. Thank you very much. Have a good day.